appropriate matchup there between Miro and Reinforce in that intro. It's going to be Nepal. It's going to be Village to start things off here as well. So again, Winston's playground should see Reaper in the mix. Oh, all right. To pick on the Bastion. Now, this was tried by the Japanese side Detonator. It didn't work out too well in the groups.
Yeah, and they've actually been able to put him in position to make this work. And Litation's going to go down by ACAM already because they're running the McCree to counter this Tracer. And as long as Tvik doesn't get a gauge shot, even if Miro jumps in his face, he's not going to be able to do anything to this.
Oh, you can thank Cloud9 for this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They were one of the first teams to pioneer this. It was called the El Presidente comp. It just means protect this Bastion and let him run around and do a lot of damage. So for Reinforce, no Winston, just a Reinhardt keeping the shield up. And look, Miro switched over towards the D.Va straight away to try and shut down the damage from the Bastion.
Yeah, D.Va is actually another one of his comfort picks too, so this is a little bit worrisome if you're a fan of Rogue. But how is he going to use this in conjunction with the rest of his team? You can already see him being spiked down. You can see the entirety of Rogue sticking on his back to protect him. The problem is they have to drop down. They have to touch his payload because it's already being captured.
Yeah, Miro goes for a dive there just to knock people off on the high ground. But you can see that... Oh, Tvik still set up in a safe place there. Miro's going to be desuited now. The Deadeye coming through. Who's going to block it? Toby falls to that one. And Reinforce now finally, instead of protecting the Bastion, now gets to do some fighting himself. Stomped by Rogue. Look at this. Tvik is just playing with them. Having the time of his life there on that Bastion that was left to his own devices. Even Litajon couldn't get close enough to shut him down.
And Reinforce, he got knocked off the high ground too. But Tvik adapts. He drops to the low ground. He ended up getting Slept Dart. But AKIM was there to able to do the damage, and he actually gets caught out here, so a little bit too aggressive out of him.
You should never take that fight against the D.Va up close. She'll shred you.
But Litation's even switched from the Tracer over to Genji. They do have the ultimate out of Tvik ready to go, but he's already been taken down by Miro somehow. It wasn't even a self-destruct. He just got in his face and charging to come in, and Reinforce almost pushes him off the edge. He's just going to fly back around looking for the knockoff for him. But Lunatic will take the point back.
Oh, wow. Miro played that so well there. He got charged in, of course, knowing that up close he'd better take down a Reinhardt. Beautiful work. You saw he went straight for Tvik there as well. However, Tvik has a tank configuration available here to
Are we going to see the nano boost? Mitch, are we going to have that happen for him?
This would be devastating.
We've seen the rockets he can hit on Pharah. He can sure as hell do the same thing here on Bastion.
But Uncle has to be careful because when everyone's clumped together, it's really hard to hit a proper nano boost or do it correctly. Earthshatter doesn't really get too much there for Reinforce, and what Rogue need to push back in fairly soon is going to be a sound barrier used here by Lunatic High, but that's going to mostly have expired, and you can see, yep, Tvik set up here doing damage. He has himself the nano boost as well. Why not? It's going to be his playground. 2 kills. Esker and Dean fall. AKM's able to find Litajon, who's had to switch to Genji to try and deal with this.
Yeah, and it's still been really unsuccessful too because Tvik's been able to position himself time and time again. He has the backup of his team. He has AKM there to protect him. They're throwing everything they have into Tvik, and he's set up yet again. Instead of using tank mode, he's like, I'm going to do more damage sitting in my turret form. With nano boost, attacking away. And with the aim this guy has, he's not going to miss many of these shots.
That's right. The extra damage is ridiculous. So now, AKM, dead after water side, can be blocked out by the defense matrix here of Miro. And Dragonblade coming in here as well. He wasn't quite able to catch on towards Litajon, but he's going to lose a lot of that old time now. AKM finds him. The Genji falls. Esker now, it's time for him to step up. He's looking for AKM, wants to get the shots in here on the revolver, but AKM's been very slippery. In fact, tank configuration coming out from Tvik. He does get Earthshatter down, but Lunatic have had to commit that ult to keeping their team alive, and it doesn't happen anyway because Wins is there with the double.
Yeah, Rouge Hung again hitting a great sleep dart to really force him out of this fight, and the ultimate was, I guess, technically wasted, but the fact he threw the sleep dart onto him instead of AKM.
It is go time now. Deadeye coming out here from Eskins. Could be nasty. The sleep dart comes in. Perfect timing from Unco. Gets straight on towards him, and there's nothing to be done here. Rogue have got the point now. We're in overtime, but there's no one from Lunatic to even touch it, let alone look at it. Looks like a brief little boop there. Yes, it's going to be Miro jumping on. Keeps the timer going, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? Gets back on there, but it is Lunatic throwing themselves into the arms of Rogue. They're ready and waiting to deal the damage. It's a salvo of bullets to the face. It's the first round going to the European squad. The Bastion comes up, trumps. Very clever pick there from Rogue, and it pays off. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that could go really well for your team or really wrong, and that had to have been something they practiced. Tvik looks really happy with himself there because he played fantastic yet again. But the entirety, like, the fact is, that's another hero that you can't make work just by yourself. You have to have a team support you, to play around you, and Rogue did that again. I don't think that's necessarily a card that that's going to be like hidden. I don't think it's a card they're going to play necessarily again coming into the next map unless they do get onto Village. But even then, knowing that Lunatic have already seen it, they're probably going to be prepared to adapt to it.
And Rogue are very, very good at playing around Tvik here as well. It's actually not something that happens all that often, Jason, because Tvik usually picks up the Mei, just tries to facilitate good team fights, picks her because you have to pretty much have her. And then it was AKM often being babysat here as well. But you can see what Tvik can do it here. Yep, it's going to be Hanzo. You've got some closer quarters on Sanctum, so that scatter arrow can be a little bit nastier. And it's also important to be able to see where the enemy team is coming from, even on the low ground here. But aggressively enough, it's going to be Lunatic pushing forward. It's a sleep dart as well going early on towards Nox. So no healing available for the moment, but he's back on his feet.
And he said many times he can 1v1 a Genji with the Hanzo. It's relatively easier for him, but these headshots he's already been able to hit. Body shot after body shot, 70% on his ultimate. He gets Mirror down. Dean, he must have got booped off the map here, and AKM takes down Eska. Rogue going to take the point off the first go.
Yeah, we're going to see Litajon backed away there. He actually managed to get AKM before he goes, but yeah, he's headed over the edge there. It's going to be a long way down, all the way to the bottom. Actually, Village, to be fair, is the stage at the bottom of this entire mountain, which is quite interesting. But Litajon's dead. Rogue gets the point to start with. A few key ults in play as well.
And they're backing away. They're not going to hold on point, being very smart about this, using that siege potential with a Hanzo and with the McCree to do all the work that they're going to need. Get them really low before they force engagement. Not to mention the Dragon Strike's ready to go. Wins is getting close on his Graviton Surge. Lunatic high. All they have is a Nano Boost. And the question is, who do you even put it on at this rate? It's got to be Dean.
Well, Tvik needs to sit back there as well. Dragon Strike went out. He managed to catch Litajon with it, but that's going to be it. Dean's already gotten into the backline again. Always the recipient of that move. Oh, he misses the corner. He's not able to get there. Win saves his little brother. AKM's able to pick himself up off the ground, dust himself off, and he's straight into a duel with Eska. Gets the stun, but Eska's getting healed up as well, and AKM knows he's done.
Yeah, he lets himself die just to regroup with his team who are already here ready to go. And now they're being forced out of the point because look at the difference. Lunatic high, they want to be more aggressive with the Roadhog. You can pull off so many great picks. But it looks like they're going to back away instead. I was wondering if they were going to hold up front, try to keep Rogue actually pushed out of the entirety of this initial point. But they're going to defend back with the Reinhardts.
I have to wonder if Tvik actually picked Reaper expecting Lunatic high to defend really close, because now he needs to use the Reinhardt shield to really get close enough to do damage. Keep an eye on Tvik and where he's positioned now, but Deadeye's going to come in, so that shield's not really being broken there, despite the Graviton Surge going off. AKM gets Dean though, that's a damn good start. Key player being taken out for Lunatic high, but now the Graviton Surge going to be reciprocated on, going to be used this time. This time the great effect here from Lunatic high. Toby gets on towards Unco now, and they will get the wipe. Rogue weren't able to flip the point back during the duration of that fight there as well. So all that time has been spent for Lunatic high fighting. They win the fight and they maintain control of the point. They're now to 50% on the capture progress.
Yeah, Nox playing that one smart actually, just sitting on the point, considering he can heal his teammates from that position anyways. No reason to not try and capture the point while still hitting your teammates and forcing someone on the side of Lunatic high to deal with you. But Litajon gets the pull onto Unco, and this is not looking good already.
Yeah, and you can see AKM's trying to at least get something back, trying to get into Rujehong there, but can't find him. Toby doesn't care. He will get in your face. He will kill you himself if he has to. And now Dean's going to push out a little bit more. Fun fact, this was actually the map where AF Blue took the Bastion for our hand, and it worked really, really well.
AKM, though, is actually uncharacteristically missing a lot of shots on flashbang targets. Maybe the pressure, maybe it's getting to him a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just missing his shots. Maybe he's having a bad map, but AKM on Village was so deadly, just as deadly as Tvik had been.
AKM did have the high ground advantage there as well. We spent a lot of time up high able to pick off Eska, so this is a little bit harder, more grindy to push in on. Now, Reinforce the only player, and you can see that the whole of Rogue had to leave Reinforce on his own there because of the Deadeye, but that's a big Graviton Surge coming in. Look how many people are caught up in that one, and AKM just a little bit of a cherry on top to find Mirror in that action. Tvik had done so much work, and there are the shots we're looking for, Jason. AKM finds Rujehong as well. Quite a large amount of ults being committed to that fight. But the upside for Rogue is they get the point back. That's one. It was in overtime, so they have no other chance. And they're going to have themselves a Death Blossom Earth Shatter potentially for the next fight.
Yeah, that's exactly why they committed so many ultimates, just to make sure to grab it, because they had nothing to lose. But let's see. Right, Reinforce is going to hit an amazing Earth Shatter. Mirror doesn't have his Graviton Surge just yet, but the whole Hog and Elitation as well. If he can get a good position, he can knock them off this high ground. He can knock them down to this Death Pit. And Rogue, with really nothing to work with, have to hope they can somehow pull something out of this.
Tvik does have the Death Blossom where he'd love Lunatic high to extend it. Maybe, you know, might try and use Dean to go aggressive again with that Earth Shatter coming through. They've done it, yeah, it's happened now, but Tvik not quite taken down there. He could actually get in the back line and cause some problems of his own. Good flash by AKM, but it's just stalling. It's just delaying the inevitable as Dean, it's inexorable, charging towards him with a hammer swinging. And that will be it. Lunatic high take Rogue off the point. There's no chance to really reinforce this one here. Unco's the only one alive, and that'll be the flip back. That will be the overtime. Exhausted. That will be the 1-1 here on Nepal. Good showing here from Lunatic high to come back. We saw some cheekiness early on from Rogue. It didn't quite pay the bills like the Bastion on Village did.
I don't think, though, that was like a sign of them feeling like they're weak. Like, we actually know, and we talked to them, like, Control Point is going to be probably their weakest set of maps. And I believe they actually vetoed away quite a few of them when they had the opportunity to, as well as probably Route 66, we could assume.
Pretty sure they vetoed all of them but this one. And yeah, Route 66 is not in the pool, to my understanding.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can really count them out just yet. That was just really well played by Lunatic to get back into this one, to kind of know the limits. Like the counter Graviton Surge after they were able to survive through their own, and the Deadeye is being used just to break shields and force teams to group up. I don't think it's over by any means. And this next point is where we really saw Energy struggle when it came to Mirror on the Winston if he's able to play it. But the problem is, he really doesn't have the opportunity to. He's been forced to play different heroes to kind of adapt to the style that Rogue's been throwing.
Yeah, Shrine's got that interesting I guess, factor in that it's raised above the rest of the map. So spawning back in, it's very, very hard to challenge. You get a lot of control from being there, whereas Sanctum, of course, it's lower and it's a little bit more dangerous to stay on the point. You should stay on the point here once you hold it.
And Bar Grenade coming through out of Rouge Hong doesn't actually catch on to anyone. But you can see if Constantly trying to heal up. The charge actually lands at a reinforce and is actually get the initial kill onto Dean. So this is a good start for them. And not to mention the Bar Grenade hits Toby, so he can't actually be healed up if he does get rushed down. It looks like they're just going to back off, take their losses, come into the next fight with a full team.
I mean, that's Rogue reaching into the chest of Lunatic High and plucking out. They're still beating hard. The Reinhardt and the Reaper gone. Great start for them, and now this aggression coming out. It's, to be fair, you're not at a disadvantage, pushed a little bit forward here. However, you want to be on the high ground, up on that point. Far safe in a stand there. See, even from up above, Lunatic High were expecting, or maybe even hoping that Rogue overextended, they could leap down from above and have that height advantage, but no. They're going to have to grind their way back towards this point.
Mutation switch over to Tracer too. So AKIM's going to have his hands really full here. SK used a Fire Strike to the face here, but he's getting a lot of feeling from his team. Not to mention Dean, again, getting another Nano Boost, but he's been slept up. He's been woken up though from this one. Tavik, he wants the kill. He's going to go with the help of the Graviton Surge, and him and Reinforce going to pair up extremely well as AKIM off to the sides help clean this one up. And Rogue will have a successful fight.
Credit to Vic there as well, waiting on the Death Blossom. Didn't want to use it straight away as he saw that Dean had also been the recipient of a Nano Boost himself. Wanted to make sure that he was able to keep his team safe. And then when the Graviton came in, he said, like, right, I'm going to use this now. I mean, didn't even, in fact, no, sorry. Just went for the direct fire. So I thought it was breakdancing on the point, but his model was sped up. So he's going to have that for the next fight, which is even better.
Toby with the Sounder is going to be really important too. So actually allow Lunatic to survive this one. You can see the attention towards the back. He's respecting ACAM. He's giving up ground, but Dean's already fallen. That's, like you said, the heart for the team. The big Reinhardt to stand behind, and Lunatic's doing a lot of damage on point. Yes, he has the pulse bomb available, but he hasn't committed anything yet. But yet, Rogue have not dealt with him. Finally, ACAM comes in.
That's why with McCree on these maps sometimes can be really, really good, and Rogue are leaning on it. They want to use McCree on King of the Hill, where a lot of teams just avoid it completely. It's working out very, very well, and that's more because of AKM than because of the character itself. Toby, though, again, always get the assassination kills. He gets Nox and AKM. This guy's a freak of nature when it comes to Lucio, and off the back of what he's just done here, he's cut Rogue down to only a couple players on the point. Dean's going for a bit of a ride there. We will be able to survive as Litation gets those last few shots into Reinforce's back with a pulse pistol, but Dean's going to have to get out.
And he's going back towards his teammates, get the healing up. Rogue, with 91% already built up, have 4 big ultimates to use in this fight. Lunatic haven't really gone for these Pulse Bomb, Graviton Surge combos at all, have they? They've been really allowing Litation to use them freely. Miro has only been able to have, I think, 1 Graviton the entire time here, which they used to take this fight. That's Yunka again. He has an Nano Boost ready to go. He's got Tavik to use it on. He's got ACAM to use it on as well. Sitting on the high ground. And Litation, he's looking for a Pulse Bomb.
Yeah, Tavik going to get behind the Graviton team as well. I think Toby goes to boot him out of the way, but AKM's going to be there. This double threat for Rogue is seemingly too much for Lunatic High to handle. Even Wins is able to find Dean there as well. Rouge Hong left alive a lot longer than he normally is here, but Tavik is eventually able to clean him up now. And this point, in due time, will be flipped back. Tavik is just so sharp there. A lot of people say that Reaper is maybe an easier hero to play, but at this level, Tavik still manages to show the skill nuances there in that 1v1.
He's actually trying to keep him away from the point here. If he can get these kills with the Death Blossom as well, there's going to be a man on the point to contest it, to throw it in overtime. I think it's Litation. No, it's not even him. He's in the front. It was Toby. And now Toby, with him falling, they have no one to contest the point here, and Rogue are going to take the second point for themselves, and are now looking to go up 2-1 in the entire series.
So this is a good sign for them to be able to win out here, because we don't know what the next map's going to be. We might have a repeat of Village again. It is random, essentially. For them, I think Village is going to be the best percentage chance. I think on Shrine just now, they got rolling a little bit. Yeah. Won the first fight. They got those ultimates in play. I have to say though, seeing Tavik on that Reaper instead of AKM now, they're not clinging to the whole Tracer idea, which I don't really think is really suited Rogue in the biggest way. Seeing AKM being allowed to play this McCree and always shutting down the enemy Tracer means you don't need to copy what the enemy does. Just counter it, and then you're going to have that McCree alive after killing the enemy flankers to do damage later on, to add the threat towards what Tavik can do with Death Blossom and Nano Boost and you name it.
You got to really point out as well that Reinforces hit so many great charges. He actually caught Litation quite a few times onto the Tracer, but again, Rogue going for the setup with the Bastion. They don't really have anything to counter this. They can throw the Winston straight into basically his death.
Yeah, I mean, directly counters Winston for starters here, so you can see Lunatic High just going to have to stay out of the way. AKM falls down early now as well with the shield being out of the way. Litation and Rouge Hong going to push through. In fact, the entirety of Lunatic High are not going to waste their time in starting up this fight.
So that was the Bionic Grenade, turning the tides of that fight hands down. The fact that they were locked into that room because they were trying to protect Tavik means that if Rouge Hong hits a Bionic Grenade on top of them, they have no way to heal up the damage and they can just rush them down.
Must have managed to break Reinforce's shield very quickly then.
Very difficult though, but Rouge Hong hit the shot. He hit the Bionic Grenade.
See that Litajan can't really challenge them directly now as well. They're going to walk through the front door this time. Unco doesn't hit that sleep dart as far as I can see it now. Bite a grenade towards his team to keep him alive. Backs away to some safe position now. A good position to keep healing coming on towards his team, but he's going to have to be very, very quick about it. He may not even have the fire rate to give the required healing, and now there it is. The Winston's going to jump onto him. Sleep dart's not going to work because the shield was very well timed from Dean to keep him alive. With Reinforced and Unco falling down now as well. It might mean a change of pace is required here for Rogue.
I mean, Rogue did get the point. They're still contesting at the moment. They have 7% built up. This finally Nox is going to go down, but at least from the 10% you built, you deny 10% to Lunatic High, which actually can be another fight later on, assuming you can drag this one out. But let's see, you have AKM with Deadeye.
No more Bastion.
Yeah, Lunatic High though has so many ultimates ready to go. They have the Wombo combo ready.
They're going to have 6 really.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we've seen teams mess up 6 ultimates before, to be honest with you. It can happen. So now Graviton going to be used on towards Rogue here. They're not going to invest anything of their own into that. That's nasty. Litajan gets at least 4 in that fight. Beautiful stuff. That's fairly simple. I mean, Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb, but it looks pretty sometimes, and damn, it looks good on the scoreboard. Litajan wiping Rogue out there, but no ultimates committed by Rogue.
So Unco and AKM, they have to be prepared to stop this Death Blossom out of Eska, because that's the combo that Lunatic High are now looking for. Use the Death Blossom and the Nano Boost onto Eska, but if he's interrupted, he's not going to really accomplish too much, and then Rogue has a chance to actually turn the tides of this fight.
Yeah, I think if you're Rogue, you don't just let this happen, but I don't think they have a choice here. Eska's just going to stop down the front door, 4 for him. And it is those 2 combos used in conjunction with one another. I said at the start of this map, on the start of this game, in fact, that we do have those combined and a Reaper, of course, and the Zarya ultimate combo potential. Now Rogue have to go. No more time to spend. They have drawn those ultimates out, but Lunatic already have such a big lead. Rogue probably commit everything they can into this fight, and we pretty much reset in terms of ult progress after it.
Well, I don't think this actually could be the last fight here for Rogue. They have to throw everything into this. Considering it's at 90% already. AKM's going to be slept on, not to mention Trace Dirk on top of it. They even got Urshot on top of this. He's going to fall by Rouge Hong with the Wild Grenade, and now Tvik finally able to chime in to take Eska down. The problem is the control point's still taking over. They have to get tested. They have to fight on this point.
Yep, they're going to be sitting on that one now as well. We are in overtime. Miro going to be challenged out by Tvik here as well, but Tvik takes a lot of damage from the backside there. I think it was Litajan even managing to harass. And now, in the time it took him to go and get help, his whole team has been taken down. All of them. Graviton Surge was used, but Tvik was the only person that could have capitalized, and it's 2-2 here. We're going to a 5th stage in our 3rd map of the series, and you can't ask for much more than that. These 2 teams taking each other to the very limits. And now, it's anyone's game. Still one more stage on the pool to decide it.
I love what Miro did in one of those fights when we had the Death Blossom Nano Boost combo come out. Because Miro jumped so high into the air that AKM actually looked up at him because he wanted to just take him out of the sky, right? Like a clay pigeon. But because he was looking up in that direction, Eska just pops right in with the Nano Boost and a Zarya shield out of Miro. That eliminates him so quickly because you do so much damage when you pop that combo.
Is it that Lunatic High were ready to shut down AKM as he attempted to go for a Deadeye? Lunatic High was so split over that main village hut area that would have been pretty nasty for them. They can't really hide behind shields. They didn't have a Reinhardt at the time. Dean was playing Zarya. But we saw an Earth Shatter, we saw a Sleep Dart being used on him, and then Litajan followed up. And here's the Pharah coming back in now as well. I wonder how this will go.
He knows he's not going to be up against a McCree, because they haven't run it a single time here on King of the Hill.
I like it.
I mean, anything like King's Row, then we know how it can potentially go here. Problem is, he can't really do too much damage to necessarily Winston. It's obviously a big target to hit, so you can build up a lot of ult percent. But let's see how it goes. He's trying to actually work around a couple different angles. He's trying to use the high ground of the shield to pop over the top, actually throw a couple of shots down, and so far he's been able to do some decent damage, but no kills happening.
Yeah, plenty of advantage though as well. A lot of his damage is being healed. Eska goes very, very low there, but is able to just stay alive. Litajan would love to try and assassinate Tvik here as well, and he's trying to chase him around, but he gets airborne now. It's going to really nullify the effectiveness of these pulse pistols at longer range, and Litajan now is going to get a rocket back from Tvik. He was ready to respond there in kind. And his projectile does just a little bit more damage, Jason.
Yeah, and Unco, honestly, you have to give credit to him, because considering Tvik was being chased down by Litajan, Unco was still able to outheal that damage. He's now at 85% of his ultimate compared to Rouge Hong at 66. This is a good sign here for Rogue. AKM has Deadeye available. They have control of the point. And Lunatic High are still coming to this Tracer, which is really ballsy to do when you can have AKM just pluck him out.
That's it. That's why you take the McCree, and that's why it's worked so well for Rogue. And now the Earthshatter's going to come in. It's going to be Lunatic High lacking the Tracer as well, lacking the extra punch. They're still going to force the sound barrier regardless now. Tvik takes towards the skies, and it's going to be Eska breakdancing through the entirety of Rogue. Gets only 1 kill before he stand up. He should be able to get another one here, but he's looking. No, it's going to be AKM to find him. He gets out of his field of view, but still, Dean's able to find Reinforce, and now it's going to be Unco and AKM versus the world. 2 brothers in arms. Not in blood, perhaps, but they may as well be. It's going to be Litajan around the back. Eventually Unco to fall here, trying to chase on the AKM, but no, Lunatic High are going to have to be satisfied with retaking the point.
But Rogue forced to switch. They force Eska to go over to McCree. Immediately, Tvik switches to Roadhog, and Eska switches back to Reaper. So actually definitely trying to see what other teams are switching to. They're holding that tab button, trying to find out what Vic wanted to flex to at this time. And they've adapted to this. But will the Roadhog work? You have AKM there to flashbang the Tracer, so levitation shouldn't be a problem. It's whether or not you can pull Eska in, or you can pull in Miro to keep him off of Unco.
Yeah, I wonder if it's really what's
Again,
required.
look at that.
Here.
Miro jumps directly on top of him, immediately kills him.
Yeah, he's always in that position as well. And now, you know, AKM in irritation trying to deal with Miro. But Miro, guess what? He's just a little bit mad. A Primal Rage coming in. He's going to be able to knock him around, and he does eventually take down AKM. Rogue need to read into that position. Miro is going to sit above their entry point to the point every single time. He'll just drop down. He'll just get away. He'll get the information. He'll get a bit of extra damage. He'll force some cooldowns as well. Might be a flashbang even expended by AKM to get rid of him.
Let's point out, Miro's actually using these sliding mechanics off of the roofs to buy extra time for his jump pack to come up. Because obviously you can just jump and land, and then you still have a long cooldown. But because you jump and you slide and you surf for quite a long time, you're going to have it up a lot quicker before you start taking that fatal damage.
It's going to be Rogue Wiki for this. A good sleep dart as well there as well. I think it was onto Rouge Hong. I'm not really sure. Vic and Win's going to get kills there as well. As Toby and Dean fall now. Miro going to go down. Unco holds up against the Winston on his own. Maybe a little bit of help there, but you know, when he tells the story, it's going to be 1v1, of course. Rogue will retake this point back into their favor, and not a moment too soon as Lunatic High were getting dangerously close.
And they got the nano boost. And they've got the Deadeye available for AKM again. Mutation's not going to have that Wamba combo just yet. Dean only at about 55%, Win's only about 30%. But from the high ground position, from the advantage that they have here, it's going to look good generally here for Rogue. But that's going to be Eska pushing straight in.
Hurt.
Oh, he gets charged away! Reinforced again!
Beautiful.
It's another great charge!
And he might go down here to Eska, but he's gotten rid of that threat. He's taken him out of the fight. That's exactly what Rogue needed to do to hang on towards the point. Beautiful stuff from Reinforce. He has just saved his team, and they've saved the point for now. Eska's going to fall, and he falls late. It's going to be a while before he spawns back in. And Miro can flail around as much as he likes, but Reinforce hits him as well. What's going on? Reinforce just goes Super Saiyan in those last few moments, and Rogue are now going to be able to equalize in percentage for potentially one last fight.
We talked about his charges in the last map, but we're talking about him yet again. To be able to hit Tracers, to hit a nano-boosted Reaper, and even hit a Primal Rage Monkey there. But
Perfect.
Now, 81%. This could be the last fight here. You have the Whole Hog. You have the Deadeye, which has already been popped mutations. He's going to be looking for this man. AKM's playing this one so safe, playing off to the side. He's looking for the kill. He wants it. He's going to get Miro down.
That's a good start there as well. The Winston's been the key for Lunatic kind of take control. Now the Eska's going to go down as well. Wins finds him. Toby down. AKM backing up. Pulse bomb being used, but Earthshadow to follow it up there as well. There's nothing Lunatic High can do. Rogue are going to hang on towards this point for now. Time is going to be ticking down. Graviton Surge being used here. You can see Rogue hanging on for the most part. Health is going to be there. Nox finds Dean. Miro gets on towards the point, but he can't make it. Rogue are going to take map number 3. It goes to Nepal. Rogue saying maybe this isn't our kind of map. We're not great at King of the Hill, but no, they're going to take it anyway. And you know, when AKM gets out of his chair and wins, now the blood is pumping for the European squad.
Reinforce the charges he hit. He probably saved them on that map because he hit Eska, because he kept a nano boosted Reaper off the point. So well done. And even AKM, you got to give this man credit. The amount of times he beat